Seems to be a readjustment back to the status quo. You've got now, for example, they were going to have a vote on whether to kick Israel out of international football. That's been postponed. There was going to be a decision about Israel, whether Israel should be part of the Eurovision Song Contest. As time goes by, everyone just goes back to normal.
So Jews have survived all of our hate for 3,500 years. What's going to change? Like, what are we going to achieve with hating Israel? We could all go against Israel. What are we going to get? Are we going to get rid of Israel? Clearly not. It's just not going to work.
Said Ilan that we're living through the last phase of Zionism, comparing it to other ideologies that grew more and more ruthless just before they died out. What makes you think
last phase of Zionism before the third temple, you mean? That's what you're talking about. What are you joking me? Last phase of Zionism just in gathering right now. The in-gathering is happening. The Jewish state's being built. What are you talking about, Mehdi?
That this is the end of an entire ideological movement more than a century old.
Blah, blah, blah. The end of the Jewish people's return to Israel. What are you, stupid? For God's sake.
What is the telltale sign in your view?
There are several indications, but probably the most important one is if people agree with me that the kind of Israel we have today, we never had before. I call it in the book, The State of Judea. I think it's a
State of Judea. I heard of that. What do you mean never had it before? That was the Maccabees. Remember the Maccabees? We're just back. That's what you don't understand, Pappé. You don't understand that, Pappé. We're back to let you know we can really shake them down. We're back. We're the Maccabees. What state of Judea? I don't want a state of Judea. I want a sissy state. I want a wimpy state. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Oh, come on already. We're big and we're bold. We're beautiful. We're badass and we're back. That's right. You know what? Big, bold, beautiful, badass, and we're back. How about that? 5 B's. 5 B's. We be good and you don't get it.
It's a worse version of the state of Israel. Far more fanatic, far more messianic, far more theocratic.
Does anybody look fanatic or messianic to you here? For God's sakes, Pappé.
Far more racist. If this is the kind of Israel,
racist? We just hate jihad and haters. We love people. Give me any folk. I love folk. Good folk, loving folk, Arab folk, Christian folk, Bible folk, Northern folk, Ashkenazi, Sephardi, Haredi. What are you talking about? I love people. I love all kinds of people. I love my Finnish visitors, German visitors, people who listen to Yishai Flasher shows. Good. They're all good. I love people. We ain't no racists. We just hate bad guys.
It needs international immunity. And I do believe, I have to believe, that the world is not always going to support, especially a state that has this trajectory of becoming even more extreme, even more messianic. So that's the main.
What is extreme about having a strong Jewish state? What is messianic? What is these terms? As though these are like bad terms. You mean like a strong Jewish state? That's something that bothers you? Like what's your what are these terms? That we push back on the jihad that attacked us on October 7th? Like what is this business messianic? You mean that we believe that we are being ingathered by God? I mean, but that's a fact. That's just a fact. Like what's so unattractive about that? Sounds kind of cool. Being ingathered by God. That sounds kind of cool. Like, what is this stuff? You're just throwing out these words. And later on in this interview, he's going to admit that nobody thinks like him anymore.
The main point is that you have here a certain reality that I think most people don't want yet to admit, to accept.
So let me be devil's advocate here and push back a bit. I, like you, have been stunned, positively stunned, at the way in which Israel has been isolated, found itself isolated in the world. You had Western governments condemning its behavior, not the US, but other Western governments, Canada, Britain, France, calling for a Palestinian state. You've seen more and more talk of sanctions, of arms controls, even here in the United States, amongst former pro-Israeli politicians on the Democratic Party side. Obviously, you've seen South Africa lead the Global South. You've seen the ICC put out arrest warrants for the Prime Minister of Israel. So
get to it, Mehdi Hasan. What's your point?
All big things. On the other hand, as we get further and further away, as time goes by, and now with this ceasefire, which we'll talk about in a moment, there seems to be a readjustment back to the status quo. You've got now, for example, they were going to have a vote on whether to kick Israel out of international football. That's been postponed. There was going to be a decision about Israel, whether Israel should be part of the Eurovision Song Contest. They're now basically, it's almost, you've seen this before. As time goes by, everyone just goes back to normal. So you know
why, Mehdi? You know what you don't understand? Israel's just not going anywhere. And people get it. People understand that, like, all right, let's hate on the Jews. But the Jews have survived all of our hate for 3,500 years. And so what's going to change? Like, what are we going to achieve with hating Israel? We could all go against Israel. What are we going to get? Are we going to get rid of Israel? Clearly not. It's just not going to work. God Almighty, if like 5 Arab armies, 6 Arab armies attacked Israel in 48 in a 6-day war, if the Nazis, who are a lot smarter than most of the bad guys today, tried to wipe out the Jews, and instead the Jews like built Jerusalem, like some people are like, you know what? If you can't beat him, join him. And you know what? God is good. And if he wants the Jewish people come back home, I want to be part of that. So like, why don't you? Of course, people are coming back to Israel because Israel's here to stay. It's a fact. And even if you don't like it, you have to accept it. It just is. And the power of Israel is that it's a survivor. No matter what, it's a survivor. And so, yeah, of course, the world is coming back. Says Yo, she says, I was in Hebron. There were people from all over the world, Africa, Brazil, Spain, France, everywhere, coming to the tomb and the mamas and papas to touch the Bible and to give love to the Jewish people. So, so bottom line is that Mehdi, like, that question is silly. Of course, people are coming back to Israel because all these newfangled progressive jihadists, the red-green alliance and all that, it's all Johnny come lately, come here today, gone tomorrow ideologies. The Jewish people in the land of Israel, that's the root of stability for this world.
The evidence you see that actually, no, Israel's isolation, Zionism's taint this time is more enduring. Liking this video?
No.
Then don't just watch. Hit like, share, and subscribe. And tap the bell.
That ain't
so you never
happening,
miss a video
Mehdi
or live
Hasan.
show.
The only thing I like about you is when I can make fun of you on my show, so you can forget it.
But if you want early access to exclusive
Early access, read the Bible. You'll find out what's really going to happen.
content, then you have to head to Zateo.com.
Zateo, what is that? I think is that a kind of steak? What is that? I think, wait a minute. My doctor, he prescribed Zateo the other day. I take Zateo, I feel much better.
And subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism.
Fearless what? Fearless jihadism? I don't want to be supporting that at all.
First of all, it's not just about isolation. There are internal dynamics in Israel. Yes. There's a social implosion. There is an inability.
Social implosion? Have you been to the cafes recently? Have you been to synagogue recently, Ilan? I mean, I'm guessing that you don't have anybody to go to the cafe with, except for some losers. And I'm guessing that you don't go to synagogue too often. So social implosion, I would say there's a population explosion, and that doesn't come from no population social implosion.
Of the Jewish society to find a common base for their idea of what a Jewish state means. It's not an intellectual debate. It moved to the street. It moved to the political system, to the educational system, to the judicial system. Israel is disintegrating from within.
Do you believe this? Do you believe this? How does Abramovitz call it? Hooey. Do you believe any of this hooey? Do you believe in any of this hooey? Israel's disintegrating from inside. This is just flat out. This guy's dream is that this would be true, but there's no such thing at all. Israel's incredibly integrated. It's got its issues, for sure. It's far from disintegration.
This is nothing.
In fact, it's like one of the most integrated countries you ever seen. It's got like a mission statement. It's got bad guys that remind it. It's got a yearning for the Bible. The trajectory of Israel is like this. Yee-wee.
To do with internationals, the international reaction to the Israeli actions. As for the other challenge that Israel has, the fact that it will continue to oppress the Palestinians and maybe move from genocide to incremental genocide.
Do you guys believe this stuff? Do you guys believe this stuff? We've been fighting the jihad. They love to say it's genocide. Everybody knows it's not genocide. Everybody knows that if Israel wanted to genocide, we could genocide, but we ain't genociding nobody. I do hope that there will be more refugees leaving Gaza and finding their home elsewhere. Incremental genocide, all this stuff. All what he means is war of survival. When you ever hear the word genocide, just be like, you mean war of survival. Jewish people trying to survive. There are 400 million Arabs in this region, and there are 7 million Jews. Who's genociding who around here? Okay, if the jihadists had it their way, they'd be genociding the whole of us. That's what they started doing on October 7th, and we stopped them. Now we're pushing back on those forces. When the bad guys like Ilan Pappé say that Israel's committing a genocide, just call it, understand that he means war of survival. Should we listen just a few more minutes to this guy?
And the ethnic cleansing in the West Bank. You're absolutely right. There are setbacks.
We are jihadist cleansing, and we're not doing it enough.
Of course, there is still this international alliance that, for mostly cynical and maybe some religious reasons, continues to provide immunity for Israel. But I'm maybe because I'm an historian, I'm not impressed by these setups, because I do think that there is a trajectory, there is a trend here. And the trend is towards the collapse of Zionism, even if it will be held or would be delayed by definitely regional or international developments.
Yes.
The same is true about other places in the world. I mean, the dark moment we live in.
All right, you know what? Here's what he's saying, right? When I was a kid, they used to have a T-shirt in America. It said, Nietzsche, God is dead. And the next line said, God, Nietzsche is dead. Zionism, the return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel and reforming a Jewish state and living by God's law and will and dream and fulfilling the promises of the Bible, is going to outlast Ilan Pappé and Mehdi, the false Messiah Hasan, okay? It's going to outlast them so much, and it's outlasted all of these haters and critics, even if they're haters from within. As we say in Hebrew, Ein ma lasot, there's nothing you can do about it. Am Yisrael is chai and shall survive. And this third ingathering of the Jewish people in the era of the third temple is going to be awesome. And you know what? With all the bumps and all the stuff, we're going to build that third temple, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, these guys have had enough time on my screen. I want to thank you so much for being with me. It's time for me to take off this hat. Hold on. Oh, I kind of like having those glasses. That was a lot of fun.